Hey people, it is Wednesday, the 12th of November. Currently 6:28 a.m. And it's actually above zero this morning. It's 2 degrees, but feeling a bit chillier with a slight wind chill. Maybe more like -2, but in any case, that little brief early winter we had seems to have run its course, I think. I think we're getting back into regular fall temperatures for this time of year, and the snow we got is all but melted away. There's a few remnants here and there I can see hanging on. But I think today temperatures will stay in the plus side, and we have rain in the forecast with more milder temperatures coming, so I guess winter will maybe have to hold off a bit longer for real, which is fine by me. It came about a month earlier than normal this year with our first snow. You can see some snow there still. I think by this afternoon most of these remnants will probably be all melted. And I think the city got around 10 centimeters when all was said and done. Plus a few more after that continued to snow for the following day after the initial snowfall in smaller amounts. And it turns out that snowfall we got was the most snow that has ever fallen on a November 9th since 1969. Just to show you how unusual it is to get so much snow so early in the month. But I'm back out on the streets this morning. Do a little early morning walk around. I haven't done one of these in a while. Currently on Dundas Street. Seems to be quite a bit of activity already on the streets so early. Approaching Dundas and Jarvis. I think I'll head south down Jarvis. I was watching CP24 this morning, and apparently there's a crime scene not too far from here, around Church in Jarvis, and the police might still have that area cordoned off. So I'm thinking I might maybe swing by there and just have a look-see. seems a bit livelier than normal for so early in the morning. Usually it's a bit more zombie-like out here at this time before things liven up. Alright, south down Jarvis. Crossing Shooter. This part of Jarvis is not the most easy on the eyes once you go for a few blocks south of this point. I'm not sure exactly where that incident took place. Somewhere, I think, on Queen itself, between Jarvis and Church, I think. Maybe they've cleared it out by now, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, you do hear about these things happening. It's not all that uncommon, really, but it's not like it's a crime-infested war zone by any means. I mean, obviously, I live in the area. If it were that bad, I probably wouldn't want to live around here. So it's really not that bad as far as I'm concerned. But things do happen. Well, I think I see some signs of... Oh yes, okay, here we go. Oh, it is totally closed off here. Huh. I thought I could still walk along the sidewalk, but I guess not. Closed not only to traffic, but to pedestrians as well. And I think what happened here was a stabbing. It took place in the street. You can see there's some police cars on the other end as well. So we have to conduct an investigation here until they can reopen the street to traffic. And on the news, I saw there was a bike just sitting in the middle of the street. It was one of those rental bikes that you see around the city. You can see a news camera there. So it seems kind of a bit hard to figure out exactly what happened. Someone was riding a rental bike, apparently, and had a run-in with another person. I don't know if it was a random attack or if they were known to one another, which is usually the case in these sort of situations. As far as I know, the stabbing victim, though, is in hospital and is expected to be okay or have non-life-threatening wounds, I think. Here's Richmond Street. Guy's doing a morning jog, but he's singing at the same time, I think. A jog and a sing. Start the day off. I guess that's not such a bad way to go about it. Another one of these long lights I have to stand and wait for. Here's Gilda Radner Way. And here's where Jarvis Street starts to look a bit nicer now as you continue south. As we come into Oldtown, the buildings start to have a lot more history and character. Check out Sky Tower. I believe it recently passed the 300-meter mark, making it the city's second super tall now. After One Bloor West passed that mark a bit earlier in the year. Alright, I'm going to cut through St. James Park. Got a little bit of snow still hanging on here. I kind of want things to go back to fall conditions for at least the next month or so. That's my favorite season, I think. I like it to last as long as possible. There's St. James Cathedral from St. James Park. I guess they're running buses along the Kingston Road streetcar route for now. I'm not sure what they're doing on Kingston Road to have the streetcars be out of service for the time being. I haven't been through that area in a little while. Probably some sort of road work or streetcar line work or something like that, I imagine. But at least this route here, the King Street, well, actually that's the 510 Spadina running off route, but the King Street cars are running back along King Street here after they were out of service for months earlier this year while they replaced the streetcar tracks along King here, around King and Church. St. Lawrence Hall looking spectacular. Yeah, there's the 510 Spadina again. You can see there are still plenty of green leaves on some of the trees too. Even after our little flirtation with winter we just had. That guy's speed walking. He must be heading to work. I'm walking at a more leisurely pace here. But oftentimes I am a speed walker myself. Seems like there's just people coming up behind me at all times today. As I said, a bit unusual for so early. Things don't start to liven up till around 7 a.m. in other morning videos that I've done. And I guess we're not so far from 7 a.m. right now. But even when I first started the video, it was already pretty lively, but who knows? You can never predict what's going to happen in Toronto, I find. Awesome church. So we're walking along King. The financial district right up ahead. All right, let's cross back to the other side, just so I can get this shot here. And we'll get a nice look up Toronto Street. All one block of it. I always like to joke that Toronto named a street after itself, but it's one of the shortest streets in the city. Historic King Edward Hotel. All right, let's head up Victoria Street. Avoid Yonge Street. I've done quite a few videos along Yonge Street recently. Everything that's been going on, it just seemed to be the place to be. I don't think there's much going on right now though, so Victoria Street it is. See, someone is making use of this steam up ahead. You find that on these colder nights and mornings. Reset my gimbal here. All right, Adelaide Street. Lots of traffic building up already. Sorry. Actually, since there's construction at Queen Street, maybe I'll take Richmond over to Yonge at this point. They drive around the sidewalks sucking up litter with that big tube. Geez, so many people out on the streets. It's especially noticeable at this time. Seems like every corner, especially where those steam vents are, has a person lying on it. So we're at Yonge. Even when I'm trying to avoid Yonge, I still end up on Yonge. Is it starting to rain? Or snow or something? I feel something. Maybe that's my cue to start wrapping up the walk here. Whoa, big drop. Oh, something just landed on me. Hopefully it was just water. So now we're approaching Queen. And yeah, I think I am going to start to wrap things up here. I hope you enjoyed another early morning walk here on the channel. Things a bit livelier, I found, than normal for this time of morning. But I hope you like the early morning vibes here in downtown. And hopefully that person who was stabbed will be okay. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk this morning. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and all those other good things if you haven't already done so. Also be sure to hit that notification bell, that way you won't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching. And thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.